So I thought it was about time that I did a proper Slimming World blog, as the channel was intended to be about Slimming World and my Couch to 5K journey for the charity run. And I haven't really talked much about my Slimming World journey, even though it consumed every moment of every day to a certain extent, or every day anyway. And most of my Instagram posts are to do with Slimming World as well. You can follow me on Instagram. My name is Sarah Layla82 on there, and I post daily photos of meals that I've cooked or food that I've made, or things that I use to motivate me to keep going with the journey. And so I thought that I would give a bit of an update, because I know that I did one on Thursday night after weigh-in, but it was really short and sweet. I wasn't feeling too well. I'd had a headache that day, and I was a bit peed off really with my maintain, so I didn't really feel like talking too much about it, but I've had some time to reflect on that, and today I've actually gone off track. If you've seen my Instagram, you'll know that I've gone way over my sins, but I have recorded everything that I've had so that I can try and counteract it if possible this week, and so that it doesn't completely ruin what I've done. The thing with me is I'm either on plan completely, or I just go completely off, but I'm really trying to change things this time. And today, although I did go off a bit, it's not like outside of the realms of a flexible sins day. So that's what I'm going to be calling today, is a flexible sins day. It's got to a kind of limit of around 50 sins, and that's it. I'm not allowing it to keep going. I'm not going to think, well, I've buggered up today, so never mind, I'll have everything that I want, because I don't want to undo all my hard work. So yeah, so reflecting on why today's gone wrong, I know that my maintain this week really did pee me off, because I've been trying really hard. I've been doing the exercise, I've been doing, I was 100% on plan until today. So yeah, I think that the losses are what motivate me to keep going. So when I don't get big losses, or I get a maintain, it kind of stumps me a bit. But this is all just part of what you've got to learn to deal with, really. Find your own way. So something I've also realised is today's Saturday, and I was really unprepared for all my meals for today, whereas during the working week I'm really prepared. Like the day before, I'm sorted for the next day. I know what I'm going to have for breakfast. I'll have it at work. I know what I'm going to have for lunch, because I'll have got it out the freezer, or have it ready to take with me. And I've even got my snacks sorted most of the time as well. And today is Saturday. I woke up and the first thing I thought was, really, I want to go and get that day 3 of the Couch to 5K done. And I just thought, I didn't really feel like making much effort to make anything big for breakfast, because I didn't want to run on a full stomach. So I basically grabbed a banana, which straight away I was off plan, because banana's not speed food. Really, you should have a third speed with every meal or snack. So I didn't, and I went for my run, and then after my run I was starving, and all I could think of was having a nice breakfast at a cafe, and I wanted chips. And last week, if you follow me on Instagram, you may have seen that on 2 separate occasions I'd been in a restaurant, I'd been in a restaurant twice, and I'd ordered something like fish salmon with potatoes instead of chips. and they'd brought out the chips with the fish, and this happened twice to me in 1 week, and I'd had to turn the chips away and say, no, I didn't want the chips, I wanted potatoes, and make it into a bit of a big deal. So I think today, because I thought I fancy some chips, I must have subconsciously thought, those 2 previous times I said no to those, and I've got to maintain, and now I want them, so I'm going to have them. So when I'm in that mindset, it's hard to get out of it. So I tried to find out what the sins were. I put a post on my Instagram and tried to contact my Slimming World consultant to find out how I would be able to work out how many sins would be in chips from a calf, because I know that on the app it says that for a certain amount of weight, for fish and chip shop chips, it's going to be 14 sins. So I was trying to work out how much these chips would weigh, but it's quite difficult. But my Slimming World consultant's got back to me now, and she said that in the back of your book, there's an eating out guide. I rarely look at it actually, because I usually use the app. But in the eating out guide, it says that chips from like fish and chip shop chips, average portion 14 sins. So I'm going to go with that for today. 14 sins for those chips. I worked out the sins for mushrooms that I'd had. I don't know how they were cooked. I'm assuming they were cooked in oil, so I've worked it out that they were cooked in oil, and onions as well. And there were quite a lot of sins. Not worth it. Absolutely not worth it. What I should have done was got a jacket potato with baked beans and salad, and in the evening made some Slimming World chips and had all of that from home, and it would have been sin-free and on plan. What ended up happening was I had that, and then afterwards I thought, oh, I fancy chocolate. So I did try. I went into Boots to try and find one of the mint chocolate shapers, low fat, low sin. There are only 4 sins for a bar, and it gives you proper sorts out your chocolate fix, proper sorts out your chocolate cravings. It's a good chocolate fix. So I went into Boots, and it was one of the ones where they don't sell food, so couldn't get that. So I ended up getting a chocolate bar that was, I think, about 11 sins, and then later on ended up getting another chocolate bar that was 8.5 sins, and a bag of Skips. I did walk past lots of Easter eggs, which I know are absolutely horrendous, and I'm a sucker for Easter eggs. I absolutely love them, but I'm not going to do it this year. I am not going to have one. I'd rather have a bar of chocolate this year, because the sins are just horrendous, and I know that once I've had one, I'll want another, so I'm just not going to do it. My goal is more important to me at the moment this year than a Easter egg. So I'm rambling on quite a lot here, but I just wanted to talk a bit about how I went off track and how I'm planning on getting back on track. So I haven't eaten yet. I'm gonna have a Slimming World dinner. Luckily I've got food in the freezer still from where I've done some batch cooking. I'm gonna have a corn cannelloni that's got a really tiny bit of mozzarella on it, and it works out at half a sin, with loads of salad, and I've got some chilies in there just to spice it up a bit, and some beetroot. Beetroot's supposed to be really good for sweet cravings, so get that in there, that'll sort that out. And yeah, so I'm going to have that, and then tomorrow I was thinking I'm probably going to make up some new meals, so I've got to think of some new meal ideas. And I don't eat meat. I do eat fish to a certain extent, not all fish, and as long as I can't see what it looks like, as long as I can't see it looks like a fish, which is pretty hypocritical, I know, but yeah, that's just the way it is. I can't cut everything out of my diet, so I decide to eat fish, but as long as I don't think too much about it. So yeah, I just have to think of some new meal ideas and just try and keep going. There's a butternut squash curry, a Slimming World one, that is really tasty and uses coconut milk. I think I might make that. It does work out at some sins, but it's only about 2.5 sins a portion. So yeah, I weigh in on Thursdays, and I've got these stickers so far. I've got my Stone Award, I've got 2 of my Body Magic Awards, and I'm 1.5 pounds away from my 1.5 stone award. So I really want that this week, and I'm not going to let today's mess up bugger that up. So my plan for the rest of the week, including tomorrow, is to plan and get organised, to know what I'm going to eat the day before if possible, and just to have a lot of water and to drink nettle tea, because I think I do have a bit of a water retention issue because of the exercise. I think that's why I've maintained, really. So nettle tea's a really good natural way of helping water retention, reduce water retention. So I'm going to have that, and I'm going to increase my water intake generally, because I've been rubbish at my water intake over the last week. In fact, today I've had 1 cup of water, that's it, and the rest has been 1 cup of tea and a cup of hot chocolate with milk, the almond milk. But we'll talk about that another day. I'm rambling and this has gone on far too long now, so if you're still watching, well done, thank you. And I've just noticed that Emma's turtle is in the background, and that's her painting behind me of her lovebird, who is opposite me, and I might show you him another day, but you might have heard him in the background. That's Bobby. Anyway, so that's that. And if you'd like to follow me on Instagram, then do. And if anyone has any suggestions of some foods that I can batch cook that are very low sin or free, please let me know. And take care. Speak to you soon. Bye.